So the paid beta is coming up, guys, and I want to make sure that you guys are fully prepared for what's going to be at your disposal, understanding the conversions and basically what you might need to save or pull out the piggy bank to be able to get the packs you want. Then on top of that, understanding the value of the packs and what's in those packs and what ultimately can help your account. And then of course, what I personally feel would be the biggest bang for your buck, and just depending on where you're at in the spectrum, what would give you the most value. Now we're going to go ahead and dive right into it, but I want to give a quick disclaimer that this is the very first paid beta that Etheria is doing. This doesn't mean that you can't play the beta as a free to play. You absolutely can, but this is the first beta where you can actually purchase things. And that of course has a first time purchase rebate. And I'm going to have a link down below for you guys to be able to check out that rebate video, because the rebate itself is its own video, because there's a lot of information that goes with that. So if you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this entire thing, make sure you also check out that video as well. Starting out with some of the conversions and of course the values of some of the packs as we go. All right. So this one is going to be the monthly supply card. The monthly supply card is going to be priced at 30 yuan. That is going to be converting. We're going to round up to the nearest whole number USD. That is about $5. Okay. Now the thing is that one like crucial piece of information here is that the company decided that they were going to be basing the rebate off of USD. So yes, we're converting everything to USD here. But for $5, you're going to be getting, when you purchase this, 300 hydro crystals, which if we were just to say using that in, value of summons, that's going to be 3 singles, right? Off rip. Now, of course, you can use that for energy, but that's kind of up to you at that point. But then daily, you're going to be able to get 100 hydro crystals, which means over the course of 30 days, you're going to be able to get up to 3,000 hydro crystals, which would equal up to about 3 multis. All right. Now, the other thing that's really insane about this specific monthly supply card, which I haven't seen too many games do this specifically, is that when you have the monthly supply card, it actually gives you a membership that gives you a slight bonus. It gives you a 10% bonus on your Etheria coin, and it's also going to be increasing your energy cap by 20. Not a crazy amount, but it is definitely going to add up over the course of 30 days, especially for those that are looking, to get a little bit of extra value, on their account. And I guess, like, really honestly, like for $5, like, hey, you can go do some chores and get that. So that's just that, right? Now, of course, going into the value section, we're going to come back to the level pack, because the level pack actually has incremented price points that will show as you purchase. So I'm not going to necessarily go over all the price points there, but I will talk about the value. And then from there, as you're going, you can kind of decide if you want to buy those things. But we're going to start with the beginner pack Anima. Beginner pack Anima is going to be coming with 10 Anima prototypes. So these are obviously 10 gacha tickets. They can be used on limited banners and permanent banners. You have the primary investigation records, which are the low tier versions of EXP. And then you're also going to have the primary prowess supply packs, which are the low tier versions of the skill up mats that you need to be able to level up your nodes on your skills. It's also going to be coming with 50k Etheria coin. This is actually going to be priced at 6 yuan, which would convert to about $1, right? Again, $1 for a multi, I would say that that's the biggest value thing here, is going to be worth it, right? Absolutely. Now, of course, I would even argue too, the skill up mats are always nice to have, but these are pretty farmable. But of course, when we're talking about summons, that's going to be the biggest thing that you're getting of value here. Then going into the next pack here, which is the beginner pack enhanced. This is actually going to have its very own, and this is the first time I've even seen this type of ticket. It is a SR or SSR Animus guaranteed. Now, the thing with this is that I'm going to presume that this does not have like dark units in it, which I guess is kind of like, kind of a thing, I guess. And it might, I don't know. We'll have to actually see, because it doesn't actually say on the description here. But even if it didn't, just being able to get potentially an SSR is already a big deal, but you're also going to be getting a multi, and as well as 20 of the intermediate investigation records. And then on top of that, the intermediate prowess supply packs, which is the higher tier, obviously, of the lower tier skill up mats, right? Now, the thing with this pack is obviously the chance of getting an SSR and also the multi, that's going to be priced at 30 yuan, which is about $5. Okay. Not really bad, honestly. Like, you're talking about, again, you could get lucky. This is a little bit more of those like chancier packs. And even for the EXP, like 1,000 EXP, I mean, realistically, you can farm that. I'm just going to say that, right? I'm gonna keep saying that. You can farm these mats. It's just nice for the convenience of you not having to farm them, and then they basically will accumulate and allow you just like max stuff out as you go, right? Now, of course, with that, you also have the beginner pack Apex. Now, the beginner pack Apex is a little bit of a different pack here, because this is actually going to be giving you the Apex prototype, which is basically your disorder constant Animus summons, or basically your summons for that, right? Which is basically light dark summons. Then you're also going to be getting a generalized anima prototype summon, or multi, and then you're also going to be getting the orange shadow print, which is basically the resource that is utilized to ascend your characters and take them up in star rarity. And so that paired up with a evolution lattice, which is utilized for the big nodes on SR characters, okay, to be able to raise their skill ups. That is going to be a pretty nice pack. This is priced at about $15. Now, I will say that this is definitely one of the packs that I would say you would only really buy if you are kind of leaning into going after that like light dark banner, which I think the very first one is going to be Messiah. So this isn't like something I would really push like a really super light spender to just go and buy, but definitely someone that might have a little bit of extra. It's like, you know what, I want to pull on that banner too. This isn't necessarily the worst, just because you're also getting resources that will help you ascend your character's rarity. And then of course the skill node for the bigger node for the evolution lattice is going to be pretty massive, but this again is pretty attainable versus if it was an SSR version, right? Now, of course, going into the next pack here, we actually have the beginner pack lattice. Now, this is a really like, and it's kind of crazy because this is actually a really good pack, and I'll tell you why. This is priced at 198 yuan, which is about $30. Now, the reason why this is a good pack is because you're getting the mat for the red shadow print. This is basically one of 5 that you would need to be able to take a character to max capacity, which is going to be 6-star for the star rarity. And then on top of that, you get 2 multis. But the big resource you're really getting here, which I would argue is even more valuable than like the SSR themselves, is the perfect lattice. And the reason why this is because, again, this is the version that is utilized for your SSRs on their bigger nodes in their skill node, right? So this is going to be the resource that, yes, you can grind this free to play, but it is going to be something that you're not getting as regularly in comparison to like the SRs. You can still get them from like different missions and the progress missions that they have in the game. And even events that they're going to be having throughout the game. But if you are looking to invest in your units quicker, then this is definitely something that you want to, consider getting. Now, of course, with that, you're also going to be getting the advanced prowess supply pack. I would say that this is definitely going to get very expensive as you start pushing in the game. So for those that are like top spenders, that's like, hey, I'm really looking to get some extra bang for my buck, getting these are going to be really important, right? Like they're really important to have. And this is, of course, like, just one of those things to, kind of think about. Now, of course, going into the next one here, we have the beginner pack Quantum. Now, the beginner pack Quantum, in my opinion, I would say this is definitely like a super spender one, obviously in comparison to the other ones. I mean, granted, we're talking about, the higher pack values, which they don't even have a pack in this game over $100, by the way, but that's the whole nother thing. Or actually, no, they do, but it's not any of these packs. But either way, with that, they basically have a SSR guaranteed ticket, okay, the Quantum prototype. They also are going to have a multi for the light dark or the disorder constant, and then of course you're going to be getting that red shadow print, which is going to be working towards your 6 stars, and then you're also going to get 500,000 Etheria coin. Now, this pack is definitely pretty high in value. You're getting it guaranteed for about $45 to $50. It's like the conversion is like somewhere around there. Again, guaranteeing, plus also the chance to also get a light dark is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, even if you were to get SRs from that, that's still not bad, because a lot of the SRs, I mean, almost all the units are somewhat good in this game, but the SR light and dark units are actually all pretty viable in something. Like, and I mean, like whether it be PvE and both PvP, they have respective roles. And then I would even say the 500,000 Etheria coins quite nice, just because Etheria coin is definitely something you're gonna be spending quite a bit. So having an abundance of this is definitely going to help you out tremendously. I'm not gonna lie, like it really will. And So it's just going to make it easier for you to level up things quicker, but it's still something that is grindable, right? So just kind of putting that out there. Now, again, going into the level packs real quick, just to talk about these and the value. In the level 10 pack, you're getting a stamina pack, 100k Etheria coin. Obviously priced at 6 yuan, that's $1. Yeah, right? Like, you're gonna probably buy that if you want to spend 15, and these are level up packs, mind you guys. So at level 15, you get a evolution lattice. You're getting the advanced prowess at a stack of 4, and keep in mind each box gives you a quantity of 5. So this is, what is that, 20, right? So you get 20 of the advanced. Here you're getting 50 of the intermediate, and then here you're going to actually be getting, what is that number off the top of my head, 100 of the primary prowess supply pack, which is the lower value. And then of course you get 100,000 Etheria coin. This is decent, right? Like, this is gonna help you with like more of the skill oriented things on a character, especially your SR. I can already think of one off the top of my head you'll probably throw that into. But then at level 20, you're going to get a single Apex prototype. You're going to get 4 orange shadow prints, 50 intermediate investigation records, and 100,000 Etheria coin. That's actually not that bad, just because again, you're getting the shadow prints, which again is going to help you with getting your character's ranks up much quicker. The EXP, of course, is really nice. These are just kind of like extra additives. I feel like, again, with the single light dark, not too crazy. I would say the biggest bang for your buck though here is going to be the shadow prints. At 25, this is where things get a little bit different. Now, again, you get that SR or SSR Animus, guaranteed. It's basically a chance for it to be one of those. You also have a 10 pull, which again, it's always nice to get, but this is actually going to come with some gear. Now, the one thing that's basically predetermined with some of these gears are that they're going to have attack percent, you're going to have crit rate, and you're going to have crit damage. Now, this is on the Battle Will set. The Battle Will set is a decent set. It's not like, the most commonly used, but it's decent. And then the thing I would say that kind of sucks with these is, like, realistically, do you care about substats? Yes. Do you care about them that much in the early game? Not nearly as much as you would once you start getting to this specific rarity of gear. So one of the things I would say that would kind of hurt a little bit is if the substats are bad, but because again, this is just for the paid beta and not the official release, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but on the official release, you definitely will be paying attention to stuff like this. Now, going into the level 30 pack, obviously high in value, it has a red shadow print, a multi, 25 of the advanced investigation records, and 100,000 Etheria coin. The 25 advanced investigation records are pretty nice, and the red shadow print is obviously the big thing that you're really getting from this pack. Level 35 perfect lattice, and of course a whole slew of advanced to all the way down to obviously your primary prowess supply packs and 100,000 Etheria coin. The biggest value here is the perfect lattice, which again is necessary for you to be able to invest more into your SSRs. Level 40, you're going to be getting and this is where it gets crazy, okay? Now at level 40, you're going to be getting a pack for the red shadow print, 2 of them. You get 25 anima prototypes. You're now going to start seeing some of the mythic gear on the Fury set, which is a pretty good set, crit rate percent piece and a crit damage percent piece. And then you get 30 of the advanced investigation records and 100,000 Etheria coin. Again, this pack, pretty nice. I would say this is definitely a high in value pack if you're looking to buy this pack. Now, the next one is also pretty good too. And I would definitely say these last packs are actually all nice in my opinion, especially for those high spenders, because at level 45, you're getting 2 SR through SSR tickets, which that's a pretty high chance you might get that, right? Now, of course, with that, you also have the Apex prototype, which is a multi for the light dark banner. And then you get 30 singles. Sorry, I was like 30 multis. God, that'd be insane. But 30 singles, right? So that's pretty nice for the level 45 pack with 100,000 Etheria coin. Now, for the very last one, you're going to be getting a guaranteed SSR, 2 perfect lattices, and as well as 40 anima prototypes, as well as 100,000 Etheria coin, okay? So when you're really looking at the overall value of the level 50 pack, this obviously is the best pack in the entire thing. I would say, of course, at this point, when you're talking about your account being at level 50, you're going to already have, even if you weren't spending, mind you guys, free-to-plays are going to already have tons of SSRs at this point. They're going to have investment into some of their 6 stars, maybe not nearly as much as a spender, but again, that's just kind of the perk of being a spender. You have some more I would say, expedited processes. But there's not really anything that's going to put you in a position that's like, I'm just better necessarily, right? Some of these gear things, again, are relative to what you should already be farming. I know somebody's probably going to mention that on like, wait, they can get gear. Well, realistically, if you're level 40 on your account, that's a lot of grinding you've done. And you should be probably already farming mythic gear or close to it. So yeah, that's just kind of like, I guess, an extra little perk if you want to spend to give you a chance to get some guaranteed percentage main stats, but it doesn't mean the percents on the substats are good. So it's still kind of like, you know, a 50-50 there. But yeah, that's basically all of the value section and the stuff in there. Now, if we go over to the weekly packs, okay, what you can get with Hydro Crystals, again, this is also purchasable by free to play. You have the Crystal Supply 1 pack that's going to give you a multi and also give you 50,000 Etheria coin. It's 800 Hydro Crystals. And then the next one here is the Crystal Supply 2, which is going to be 5 Light Dark or Apex prototype summons and 50,000 Etheria coin. Can you respectively buy this free to play and it not affect you? Yes, you can. Should you? You can. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I would say at least the multi. I mean, I don't see why not, because technically it's discounted. A regular multi is about 1,000. This is priced at literally 800. So, I mean, I could argue that one all day. I would definitely say the second pack kind of all depends on what you want to do there, but it is still technically, I think, cheaper in terms of like even access, because you don't even necessarily get access to these unless you're doing something like an event or some sort of like, you know, content completion, right? Now the basic protocol supply is going to be giving you those shadow prints as well as the advanced investigation records and 100,000 Etheria coin. This is going to be priced at 30 yuan, so that's going to be $5. I mean, like, you could get that if you want, but again, that's just an extra thing for you to buy. The trading resource supply pack, this is not really something that you really have to go too crazy over because it is for SR, but don't get me wrong, SRs are good. It has the evolution lattice, it has the intermediate prowess supply packs and the primary supply packs as well. So this will just make it faster or easier for you to build up that unit, but it's not something you can't farm, right? I think that's the thing. Like, you definitely get a lot of evolution lattices compared to SSR or the perfect lattices. So that, I guess, is kind of that. But yeah, that's at 68 yuan, which is about $10. Yeah, it's about $10 for that. Now, for the next pack here, you have the scientific cultivation supply. This is going to be giving you 200,000 of the training data, which is used for pets, and as well as the reconfig chips, which is also used for your shells, right? And this, I would say, for 68 yuan, which is again about $10, that might allow you to do a few rerolls. And really, we're basing it off of the reconfig chip. That can get a little bit pricey depending on like what you're rolling or what value of shell you're rolling. So I would definitely say it can vary based off of what you're doing. Not a pack I would really push somebody to go buy unless you are just one of those guys that's just like, hey, I'm purchasing everything. This is the type of pack you would buy. But if you're an efficiency spender, probably not. I think the same thing with the module essence supply pack. This is actually giving you a universal currency called essence here. And this is also going to be giving you 100,000 of the Etheria coin. Now, real quick, we'll come back. There's a shop here. And I don't think I have it unlocked just yet, but there is a shop that you can use when that content gets unlocked. It's a specific shop actually for that resource. And this resource will actually allow you to go into a shop. It has like every gear set basically accessible. But when you buy one of those gear pieces, it is a random roll. So you don't know what it's going to be. So it is a chance for you to be able to get some solid gear, but it could all be garbage. So I wouldn't push anyone, again, that's an efficiency spender, trying to, you know, get the biggest bang for their buck to buy something like this, because there's no actual guarantee, even if, you know, it's only $10, right? And then we have this one here, which is the advanced protocol supply. This is at about 128 yuan, which that is going to be, I think, somewhere around like the $20 mark, somewhere around there. I think like 20 something bucks. Hold on, let me actually make sure I'm converting that correct. So that is going to be about, yeah, so it's about $20. Yeah, that's about $20 there. And again, red shadow print, always huge value. value. You get 4 of the orange shadow prints, 20 of the advanced investigation records, and of course the Etheria coin. This is a great progression pack in my opinion, because it's going to be helping you get more of the resources to taking your characters up, right? Very, very simple. Now this one, the Apex supply crate, 10 of the Apex supply or prototype summons, you get 300 Hydra crystals, and then of course 100,000 Etheria coin. Again, only really something I would tell somebody to buy if they're really looking to pull on the light dark banner. I don't think it's really something that, you know, obviously efficiency spenders would be doing, just because it's not giving them a ton of things. Like this could absolutely be a complete wash summon, right? And you just spent 30 bucks. It's at 198 yuan, right? So yeah, that's just that. Now, again, this other pack here, which is priced at, you know, the same 30 bucks, it's giving you a perfect Latice, as well as some of those advanced Prowess supply packs, and then of course the intermediate Prowess supply packs. I would say this is something for spenders, like the guys that are just super spending, they're gonna buy stuff like this. And the reason why is because they're buying one of the things that's going to help them with getting more value out of their character in their skills, right? Now, keep in mind, this is still a resource that is accessible for you to be able to grind via events, content completion. So you don't technically need to buy this if you're going to be free to play, obviously. But for those that are looking for that extra edge to maybe develop certain aspects of a character quicker, these are the types of packs you would buy, right? Now, this one is the Anima crystal point supply. Really not a pack that I would even say people would buy, with the Anima crystal point being one of the resources here with 100,000 Etheria coin. The Anima crystal point is basically used for a shop here called the Anima shop. This will actually allow you to buy duplicates of units. Now, you are free to do this based off of where you stand as far as being a spender. In that pack specifically, I think it gave about 5,000, which would be for one dupe of a regular attribute, which is a hollow, odd, or reason attribute, which is, you know, red, blue, green, and it's 15 for light and dark. Okay, so, you know, kind of painting that picture there, it's not really something you'd be buying unless you're probably a top spender. So yeah, that's just kind of how that goes. Then going into some of the other packs here, where were we at the last one? Okay, so yeah, we went over that. So the mystery box phantasmal performance. I want to explain this pack. This pack literally gives you a cosmetic for Chaku. Okay, so Chaku gets a cosmetic randomly from this pack. It is about 30 yuan, which again is about $5. Not crazy, but again, this is like one of those things that you can buy if you're just looking to customize your account, really, I guess. Like, that's really the value of it. Not anything that's going to help you with progression. Okay, very, very important. And of course, then you have the weekly supply, which you can get for free, which is going to be stamina and 50,000 Etheria coin. So that's that, right? Now, the last purchase shop that you're going to have before we get into one of the other last items that you'll be able to you know, take advantage of, you have the crystals, the Hydra crystals that you can buy, right? So again, you have it from all the way from like $1 all the way up to the now new price point that we're seeing here at 648 yuan, which is going to be priced around 88 bucks to 90 bucks. Okay, now again, the first time purchases are going to be the biggest bang for your buck because it is technically doubling the value. So if you're buying, say, the highest one here at the 648 yuan, which again is like I said, like 90 bucks, that's going to be giving you 648 times or 640 or sorry, 6,480, there we go, times 2. Okay, so that's going to be basically the value you're getting there, which is double. Now, after that, is that going to necessarily be something that's worth? When you really think about that, every basically 90 or 80 bucks that you're spending, you're getting about 6 multis worth. I guess, yeah, that could be worth, because when you're really thinking about even the gacha and hitting pity, if like, let's say for some reason you were just summoning on like standard banner, that's a not bad price point. But if you were summoning on like limited banners, which most people would be doing, for that one copy, that means that if it's not including the double bonus, if you were buying this pack, you would be spending somewhere around like 100, you know, 180 bucks, potentially, depending on like if you had to to go all the way to the 100 summons if you just for some reason had 0 currency on your account, right? Like that would be basically something you would have to consider, which respectively so, if you're a spender, I would argue that's a lot cheaper than a lot of other games, considering you don't have to chase dupes. Like there isn't a reason for you to, unless you just want to be a super sweat and do that. You don't have to do that. So again, that's not bad. Now, again, that is everything that's in the hyperlink shop. We're going to touch up on one of the last things here that you can actually buy, which is going to be the hyperlink pass, which is the battle pass. Now this, I would say, of course, when you're looking at all of the immediate value, you're getting Hydra crystals, you're getting evolution lattice, you're getting Etheria coin, you're getting the reconfig chips, you're getting summons, you're getting shadow prints, you're getting literally every resource that we just went over, but it's on a pass that you have to do missions and basically level it up, right? Now, I would definitely say, like, ultimately the biggest thing is at level 50, you're getting the perfect lattice here, okay? And so with that, even if you were just doing the basic, it's still pretty decent value, but I would definitely say for the premium, it's really good value. Now, they actually have priced this at about 68 yuan, which is about 10 bucks just to buy the premium pass. Keep in mind, you also have access to an SR through SSR Animus that you can get as well. And then of course you have that red shadow print, and then of course the perfect lattice that you can get. But if you want to get some boosted levels, you can buy the $15 version of it, which is the 98 yuan, and that would give you a border, 300 extra Hydra crystals, and of course you'll be able to get an arena card frame, okay? Now that's basically going to be the value of these. Again, when we're shifting gears and kind of talking about what I feel like personally would give you the biggest bang for your buck, and I usually like to do these types of things based off of like the lower spectrum of spending, I would definitely say minimum, if you were the lowest spectrum of spending, I would say wholeheartedly get the monthly pass, okay? The monthly pass is going to be your biggest bang for your buck. $5, you're basically able to guarantee you're getting 3 multis, you're getting extra Etheria coin, and at 10% over the course of X amount of stamina you're spending over the over a course of 30 days, with 20 more stamina is going to add up tremendously. This is going to be the biggest bang for your buck, 1000%, okay? Now, of course, with that, I would say the next thing, if you're jumping up a little bit, I would definitely say that, of course, the monthly supply card with as well the battle pass would be your biggest bang, okay? And that means that collectively you could spend 20 bucks, okay? You can get 3 multis plus a chance of getting a SSR as well, because you got that ticket that comes along with this. You get some light dark summons on both the free side and the paid side. And then what you'll also get as well is you'll also have the perfect lattice and the red shadow prints, and of course the orange shadow prints, right? So that's gonna give you a ton of extra boosted value to allow you to invest in your champions or your Animus a little bit quicker, and of course being able to work on their skill ups a lot quicker as well. So I would say, again, that's going to be like the lower spectrum. If you're spending anywhere from 5 to 20 bucks, those would be the 2 things that you want to buy. Now, of course, if you're going up much higher, okay, I would definitely say at that point, if we're looking in the value section, the level up packs, I think are all valuable, just because, again, they're based off of your level progression. So you have to basically complete that content to be able to buy that pack, which is why I didn't go too crazy over the price points there, because it really is just based off of the overall progression. And this paid beta doesn't last that long, so I don't know if everyone's going to realistically be able to hit level 50. Maybe as a spender you might be able to, but again, that's just kind of like, if you can, you can. I think this beta is actually even less time than some of the previous betas, so there is that. I would definitely say the beginner packs, obviously pretty huge. The enhanced pack, huge. Apex, decent. If you want that chance at that light dark banner, of course the beginner lattice is really good, and the quantum is definitely very good, okay? Now, of course, in the weekly packs, I would definitely say some of the ones that at least cost money here that I would say, for sure go for. The advanced protocol, pretty huge. You obviously have things like the special training, and of course, I would definitely say, yeah, those would be the main ones I would definitely highlight for sure. Of course, well, if you're a top spender, then of course the Apex supply crate would be nice. But then of course, if you're doing the double supply, any of these are good, right? So it just really all depends on how much you're spending at that point. If you're at the highest increment, then obviously you're gonna probably buy all of these for that double value, right? So it just kind of all depends. But that is basically going to be that, guys. Again, there's a lot of different things that you could basically spend money on, but ultimately you're going to have a chance to get a pretty massive rebate based off of what you spend. So I hope that this was able to give you a little bit more clarity on some of the things that you are going to have at your disposal, the value of those things, and of course, the biggest bang for your buck. So again, guys, that's going to be that with this one, guys. Hope to see you guys in the community. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, again, so that you don't miss out on all things Etheria Restart. So that's going to be that, guys. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.